Hi, I'm Priyanshi and welcome to part 4 of a gigantic book haul that I did. I'm pretty sure there's this one person who's going to count how many books I got. Hi. But for the rest of you, I bought a bunch of books. I guess these are all the books that I've bought this year. Pre-orders and book box subscriptions, and just purchases because there was a sale. And this series of hauls has basically been the amalgamation of all of that, the culmination, the cumulative. Priyanshi, stop. It's literally, it's 1:45 right now. There's a clock right there on my wall, and I was actually supposed to be baking cookies right now. I want to try vegan cookies, but I'm a little worried about how it's gonna taste. I want to bake those for my friends. So if you have any recipes for vegan cookies, this is not the point of this video, but if you have any good recipes for vegan cookies, you can please send them to me. And while we pop those in the oven, we can talk about the bunch of books that I have right here. So, there were initially supposed to be just 3 book haul videos, but then I decided to split the last part of the haul into 2, just because I felt like it would be a better, more cohesive way of looking at these books. So this one's romances of sorts. I don't even know where to start. Let's just start here. This is Hani and Ishu's Guide to Fake Dating. I listened to the audiobook for this. I binged the audiobook and then I had an Irish accent for a week, which was hilarious and ridiculous. And I didn't even notice it at first. My sibling called me out and they were like, "Why are you talking like that?" And then I realized, oops, maybe I picked up a little bit of something. And also, can I just say, Adiba Jaigirdar understood the assignment. This is a really cute, really sweet book. It's about these 2 girls, Hani and Ishu, and they pretend to be dating, each for their own personal reasons. It's a fake dating trope. I don't have to tell you what happens next. So obviously the 2 of them catch feelings and then stuff happens, and it's the cutest, sweetest book. And also just look at how pretty it is. Look at how gorgeous. I love it. I love them. So yeah, I had to get my hands on a physical copy as well because for one, maybe it's just me, I don't know how to put bookmarks in Audible. So I can't annotate it, I can't tab it in any way. But also, if I'm looking for a particular piece or a particular segment or a particular quote, I don't want to listen through a bunch of the book and then have the Irish accent come back. Also, that book, I mean, okay, I get it. The book, the narrators were pronouncing Hani and Ishu as Honey and Ishu, which is something that I also was kind of starting to pick up, and I don't wanna. So, anyway, I got this book, and I'm really happy. And then another book that I've already read that I got was Pride and Prejudice. First of all, my first thought right now as I look at it is, it looks so much like the kurta that I wore for Diwali. That was yesterday. I guess it was almost this exact color combination. The purple is pink, this magenta was more of a pink. Even my nails are matching. But more to the point, I read Pride and Prejudice. I've got one of those very simple copies of it, and there's nothing wrong with that copy. It's got the exact same words that this one does. The only thing was that the text is pretty small in that, and I really like Pride and Prejudice. It's the first classic that I read. I've only read 2 classics, but it was the first classic that I read, and I've I am obsessed with the 2005 movie of Pride and Prejudice. Um, so yeah, this is like a gorgeous version of it, and I just got it so that I can read it. And it's really pretty, but also the text is way larger than it is in the copy that I read it from initially. So at least when I want to reread it now, I won't be daunted by the size of the text. Did you see that dust? Oh damn. I breathed it in. Damn. Okay, anyway. Pride and Prejudice. And then let's start with the pinks and work our way to the purples. I have here Kisses and Croissants, which is a book I did not know existed until day before yesterday, I guess, or maybe a couple of days before that. But basically the point is that this was actually supposed to be The Wolf and the Woodsman. It was a part of a box that I ordered in Aprilish, and then the second wave hit, and then they said that it was not possible to get The Wolf and the Woodsman within the time and cost that they had said that like they would. So they weren't able to procure that book, which I was hoping they would at least replace it with a fantasy. But we've got this now, and after that email, I guess I read Red, White, and Royal Blue, and then became obsessed with contemporary fantasies. Like the entire pile here is all thanks to Casey McQuiston, okay? So yeah, we've got Kisses and Croissants. So I'm assuming it's set in Paris, especially because of this like Eiffel Tower thingy detail here, and obviously because of the croissants. And it's really cute and it's really adorable, but I don't really know what this is about. So yeah, I've got Kisses and Croissants here, and I look forward to finding out what it is actually about. And then one more like kind of pink book is the X-Talk. I received it yesterday. No, wait. I received it day before yesterday, and I've already started reading it. I'm not very far in. I'm like 75-ish pages in. But it's already so promising and it's gonna be fun. So this is basically a book about two people who work at the radio station, and they don't really like each other, but then for a show, to save their jobs as well as get more listeners for their radio station, these two people have to work together and be co-hosts of a show where they are going to pretend that they are exes who fell out of it or who broke up, and they're gonna dissect their pretend relationship while also giving advice to their listeners and people who call in. And I'm right at that part where they've like one of them's just agreed to do it, and they're drafting their relationship, and it is promising. They're talking about how they supposedly started flirting with each other, what went right, what went wrong. I'm so glad that I read Red, White, and Royal Blue. Like, I literally sent this text today to my friends that I'm reading this with, and I said that every day I thank Red, White, and Royal Blue for turning me on to contemporary romances. So we have the X-Talk, and then we have from the Queen herself, from Casey McQuiston, I got One Last Stop, which is also a part of this April box that I was talking about. So after Red, White, and Royal Blue, of course I had to get this book, and also one of them is a ghost. Of course I had to get this book. So basically, I haven't read too much about what it's about because I don't want to get like a lot of spoilers. I want to figure out what's gonna happen as it's happening. So one of the characters, like, she takes a subway and she finds or meets someone really cute there, but then turns out that someone is actually a ghost from the 70s, I guess, who's stuck in the subway. I love this book. And yeah, again, I love this, but I haven't read it. So this is me just going off of the premise. So we're gonna parade, what was that? The Last Graduate and These Violent Lights and Under the Whispering Door, right here to sit with One Last Stop. And these are all the books that I haven't read, but I am already assuming will love right here. And then we have The Dating Plan by Sara. And The Dating Plan is not exactly a book I'd heard of, or even a book that I would have picked up, except I was just scrolling, I was just browsing one night, and the thing is that Daisy Patel is a software engineer. I was sold. I am a software engineer. I just wanted to read. It's like, that's me. Recognizing yourself in literature, except it's just your job. And also, so this character, she's getting, the one thing she can't give her family is the marriage they expect. Left with few options, she asks her childhood crush to be her decoy fiance. Yeah, that's not me. But anyway, the software engineer part just got my attention, so I got a copy of it, and I'm really excited to see what other fictional software engineers are up to, especially women. So yeah, so I got this, and then finally, the last book in this haul, a very, very pretty one, is We Can't Keep Meeting Like This, again by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Look at that cover, look at the color, look at the cake, look at her dress. If I see this dress existing in real life, I am getting this dress. Moving on from the dress that I suddenly just have this insane desire to get, we've got We Can't Keep Meeting Like This, in which a florist and a musician. It's not on the premise, there's a much longer version of the blur, but yeah, they're both involved in the wedding industry, and they keep meeting at weddings, and that's all that I know. I don't really know a lot more, but now that I've started with the X Talk, my expectations for this book have literally skyrocketed, and I'm so excited to read it. And also, the hardback of this book is so pretty. Books. I really love books. I feel like that. Okay, don't come for me. I haven't read The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings, but I know that in one of those movies there's that creature who goes, "My precious" or something. Yeah, I feel like that goblin-y, hordy creature who's just books. Yeah, I have not read either of those books or watched the movies, and that's just because after a point the myth just becomes too much, and the lore of it all, I don't know how many Hobbit books or how many, what do you call them, Lord of the Rings books there are, but I assume that there's a bunch of them, and I think it's a little daunting to get into that whole entire universe, so I just never did, even though I keep talking about how much I love fantasy, but I guess that's why we're branching out into new genres, right? And that's what one of my biggest fears is when someone asks me for a book recommendation. I don't even care what kind of book they're asking for. My first answer is always Percy Jackson, because Percy Jackson is it's been my favorite series. I read it when I was a kid. I can keep talking about it day in, day out. So yeah, but if I recommend Percy Jackson to someone, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna read just the 5 books? Are they gonna read just The Lightning Thief? Are they gonna Google it and look at how vast the Riordan verse is, and then are they gonna just be never mind, and then do a quick Google search, books to read that are not recommended by Priyanshi. I don't know. So yeah, the same thing happens with me in The Hobbit, but that's not what we're talking about right now. So these are the books. These are the books that I got, and this has been the final part of the haul. And yeah, at the beginning of the first video, I guess I said that this is not a hard and fast book buying ban, but you know what, I'm done buying books. I want to finish all of these first and then figure out what I want to do next, and especially because I think the in-person offices are going to reopen soon, and I won't have all this time. It'll be spent commuting and, you know, getting dressed way fancier than you have to in case there's a quick Zoom call or whatever, and packing lunches and changing out of workwear, and I don't know what else did we do when we used to go outside. I can't even remember. But yeah, I won't be having all of this extra time. It won't be just like the designated amount of time and you're done, or whatever time you're working and you're done. It's gonna be commuting and talking to people and parking your vehicle and or booking your cabs or getting into the metro. And yeah, this is what happens when you shoot a video at 1 a.m. You start to ramble. So yeah, this has been a book haul. I don't really plan on buying any more books, but if I will be receiving a bunch more books that were like pre-orders that I still haven't received because of that supply chain thingy, I guess. I pre-ordered the 1-year anniversary edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue because I love that book so much. I love it. And yeah, so once those books all show up in a few months, I'll maybe show you guys those books. But other than that, yeah, I'm not gonna order any more books, and I think it's time that I should go to sleep because this weekend, which I guess it's already Saturday since it's 1 a.m., I have to finish the X Talk, Hunted by the Sky, and I keep thinking of Ruin, and it's not Ruin and Rising, it's Rising Like a Storm. I have to finish these 3, and then on Sunday itself I'm supposed to start The Poppy War. So I love books, but even I am saying that this has been a lot of books for today. So I'm gonna sign out, and there are so many books on my bed. I need to clean that up because otherwise there's no place for me to sleep. So yeah, I'll get to that. Thank you for watching. Good night from 1 a.m. Priyanshi, and hopefully I'll see you around for another videos. If you do decide to stick around, I'll be grateful. That'll be fun. Thanks. Bye.